Hi, so in this Pear Deck, you will just go through the lessons. I just briefly want to touch on a few things before you get started. Your objective is I can summarize what a text is mainly about by using important details without including my opinion, and identify the key idea of a text by citing evidence. So through this Pear Deck, you are just going to stop and answer the questions if it asks you to do something. We've done this in class several times, and now at home, you can work at your own pace and answer those questions. Don't forget, do not put random things in because you are getting graded for a correct answer. So make sure that you stop and do that. So I will go through a couple of these. Let me exit out of this slideshow. We are going to read the beginning of an excerpt. You will notice that anytime you see audio included on your Pear Deck, it doesn't show on my screen, but there is a pair of headphones. I want you to click on those headphones and listen to me read it, and you follow along the first time. And then you can refer back to it as many times as you'd like to answer some of these questions that go along with it. Now, there is a part that talks about summarizing. And when we summarize, we use our own words. We leave out our opinions, but we give a shortened version of what the text was about. So how can I tell which details are the most important? There's a slide in here that gives an example of, in paragraph 3, it says, "At that moment, he saw a wide-eyed man, his face ghostly against his black clothes, hair, and mustache." Would this be a good detail to include in a summary? Why or why not? Okay. This is very detailed and it gives us information, but I don't think I would include about his face and his clothes and his hair in a summary as much as I would about who the actual person is. So this wouldn't be a great detail to include in a summary in itself, but it's great points to bring up. Okay. And we'll talk about more of that when you guys come back in person, but this is just a brief lesson on summaries here, okay? So I want you to highlight the most important details throughout this passage here, okay? So you'll use the highlighting tool. And then there's a reaction, a question for you to answer. Do not forget to do your software for today. Do not forget to read that 20 minutes for today. And then your wrap-up question is draw or type 2 things you learned from this lesson. It could be any 2 things, but just make sure you answer that question. And then don't forget that Quizlet is available for you to study those vocab words. So if you ever have some downtime, you can click on this link here and you can study the vocab. Have a great day, guys. And if you have any questions, just email me.